So today we'll be working on the basics of how to use CAD software, also known as Planswift. So I have it ready here on my desktop. Just open it. As it opens, basically Planswift is a CAD software used to take off measurement from architectural drawings or structural or mechanical for costing purposes, takeoff, estimating on site, and such. So as you can see, my software is already open, and the first thing first is, as I said earlier, today we're just working, we're just learning on the basics. So first, when you already have the document in your computer, the first thing you do is now to upload the document in your Planswift software to make it ready. You go to new. There the job quote is, I like to indicate the date. So today is September 8th, 2025. Description. We can give the project a code name. You can give any name you want. Today you can say project X. So I use English. So next, now you go to where you had saved the document in your computer. For instance, if you go to the downloads, if you had downloaded it from wherever and you have it, that's how you come back here. And here the browse, you go and try and locate your document. Basically mine is at the downloads, so that's where we'll go, which is here, as you can see. And so I want us to work on this drawing. Where is it? It's written Changamwe ground floor and Changamwe structurals. Basically I'm uploading an architectural drawing and a structural drawing. So you go to next. This is basically the conversion. The software is good enough to do it for you. Next. Now you finish, and it's ready to upload. So as you can see, we have the documents. This is the ground floor plan. And here we have the structural, which we can rotate it, which you come to page here. Then you select rotate left. Yeah, and now the drawing fits perfectly. So we can start with the ground floor, the architectural bit. You go to home, which is up here on the dialog box, and the first thing you do when you get such a drawing, well, let me zoom in a bit. Well, the first thing you do is you scale off the drawing in whatever metric you're comfortable is. Up on the dialog box, let me just repeat it. Up here, the dialog box, you select the top bit of it, which is scale. As you can see, there's different metric systems. For instance, country like ours, which is the British system, we use the metric system. But if you're conversant with either, you're good to go. For me, I like using the metric system, which is in meters. So you pick out a random measurement on a drawing. So for instance, I'll use 2.9 meters. That is 2.9, as you can see here. And I'll only apply the scale to this specific page. Press OK. Then after you're done, the 2.9 meters is a measurement here indicated on my drawing. So I'll zoom in more. Where is it? it is. So basically you can pick 1.7, you could pick 1.2. I decided to work with 2.9. You come and select the grid line here. You have to pay attention to the detail. That's where the measurement starts. Start there to the end, which is there here. So basically our drawing is scaled off. Our drawing is scaled off, as you can see here. If your computer is a touch screen, you can press this icon here on the dialog box. It's called the pan, and with that it makes it easier for you to navigate around the drawing with your, if it is touch screen, with your hand. Well, you can use the cursor too, but I believe it's easier with the hand, basically, on the computer. So as you can see, this is the 2.9 meters that we've scaled of our drawing. Now, first thing first, since we are taking off, or rather, we want to quantify what has been designed here. We can start by, it's always good to read around the drawing, you know, the different objects used. There is the walling, there is the doors here, there is the wall there, there is the door there. I'm indicating using the hand icon. There is a staircase there. So there's a lot of details to read out as you start taking off your quantities from your drawings. As you can see here, it's well indicated. This is a veranda with ceramic tiles, and the negative 100 indicates that it's a level below this other level. Basically, this veranda is 100 mm below the general slab, or 4 inches basically. So you zoom out. So you can start by finding out the area of the area of just a minute. We can start by finding out the area of the building that is indicated in the drawing. So the first thing is, well, now you can remove the pan bit. You come here and you select area. So I want us to find the area. You come to the dialog box up here. You select the area bit. We can say what? We can call it site clearance. Basically the area of the building which is to be cleared. You press OK here. Then you come to the, we'll zoom in to where, to the exact point where the building starts, which is here. As you can see, there is the icon, marking icon, and well, you start out. And down here, if you wanted to go, let me just show you something real quick. There is, as you can follow my cursor, there is the snap, there is the auto, there is the freehand. Basically, if you want your lines in a very straight line, you tap auto, and as you can see, it goes in straight lines like that. But if you don't mind, like me, you can remove it and just have yourself guide the line. So this arrow is used to drop here. Now we are into the other third corner of the building, and yeah, so basically we are back to where we started. The four corners, you double tap or double click, well, it indicates your area as 512 square meters, as you can see right here. And or you come here to the drawing, which is selected. You tap there's a there's a plus there indicated, which you kind of tap into, and it indicates the site clearance. Uh, let's fit the drawing to put it into perspective. This is how the drawing looks like, and yeah, so that's the area, and there is a bulb here, right? There's this icon which is bulb-ish, looks like a bulb, and the color, and you can change the colors to whatever you want. I think this is purple. I'm comfortable with that. So if you want to switch off and not see this, just press the bulb here, and there you go. That's it. Basically, you good. So what we have is uh, the area inclusive of inclusive of the verandas, right? Let me just zoom in, right? I can tap off. The area is inclusive of the veranda. Yeah. So our next item, basically, we are gonna. So this is the site clearance. We can switch that off. Then now, because this is a building, and well, all buildings start at the foundation. We go to structural bits, structural drawings, and in the structural drawings, which is right below our, this is the architectural one, which indicates basically where what will be, the doors, all elements of a building. Then we go to the structural drawing, and there we go. So in the structural, basically, it's designed to, these are the elements like the columns, the beams, and they're used to indicate, or rather indicate how to support the building, right? So we have the foundation layout. Let me just zoom in. Here we have the foundation layout. We also have the upper floor slab layout, which is this here, and we have the staircase. We have the foundation. We have the columns. They are well indicated. We have there's different types of columns used for this building. So we have the beams here. So now that we are the foundation, and our first item is the foundation walling, basically, because now we are taking off the building. We are taking off quantities of the drawings, and the foundation levels is these lines, the shaded lines, which are indicated, and basically they are the foundation wallings. Here we have, as you can see, there is a black icon there. This, this, this. The small icon indicates the columns, and the big rectangular box basically is the column base, which is at the foundation level. Down there where it's dug. So as we did earlier in the architectural bit, we also scale this. We can use a different measurement this time. Why not use what we have? 1.7 here. Let's use this one. So zoom in, and scale off. I like using the metric, millimeters or meters. Maybe in another video we'll do these other metrics. There's a feet, there's a inch, fractions. So this is my drawings are in millimeters. So when you see such numbers, this is 1700 millimeters. So I'll work on that and change that into meters, 1.7 basically. You can change that to any metric you want. There is a millimeter there, as you can see. There is a centimeter, there is a meter, there is a kilometer there. I'll stick to the meter. So our millimeter is 1700, and basically 1000 makes a meter. So we select there and remove the pan button because it's more of a navigation. What's happening? Okay, so you zoom in. It's really important to have the correct starting point, so long as not to so that you don't basically scale off wrongly. So there we go. Oh, okay. We do it again. It's what, 1700, so it's 1.7. Okay, and it's there, and it's there, and as you can see, now we have our what? We have our scale for the structural drawing. So from there, we can well, zoom to fit it first. Yeah, that's our 1700. That's our scale right there. And then now we can find out the length of the foundation walling, which is drawn as this all over the building. So you come here. Well, I like to measure walling using the linear millimeter, which is basically the perimeter. Then when you're quantifying, you can multiply by whatever custom height that comes up either on site or whatever specification you're given. So for foundation walling, you come here to the linear bit, to the linear on the dialog box, select there, and delete that, and you write it as foundation walling. You can pick the color. I'm good with that color, and basically you start. So for accuracy purposes, I like to zoom in really into the drawing, and I like to use the center line when measuring. So if this is our wall, our wall, our measurement starts there, and well, now you drag your cursor along the foundation, along the foundational walling, which is indicated. You read to that point, which is the center. You select. Basically, you tap once on your touchpad if you're using a touchpad, and there you go. Take this is a right turn. Then you drop it down. Excuse me. Then as I said earlier, this although bit helps if you want your lines to be very straight. For instance, you see. So you're there. You're the center of the wall, and it's as easy as that. You just drag. Well, I'm a bit slow on this for tutorial purposes, so then you go up. We have a right turn again. Where we then we go up, and basically we are back to where we started. What's going on here? Yeah, up with this thing. You can double tap, you can tap once, then you right click and you select a new section, and basically you start there again, and you go and join to where you started, which is there, and you double tap now. So basically zoom out, and as you can see, there's a there's a length of the outer foundational walling. We have these others. So what you do, you come back to the drawing. We are still not done. And, you can zoom in, and start here again. So what I like to do is right click, and this icon shows, and you come here, shows new tab, show legend, and basically I want to continue with what I was doing, which is measuring the foundational length. So you tap continue with, and you come up here. As you can see, there is the foundational walling just below the side clearance where we were, and you continue. So you start there. So let me zoom in a bit. So your wall should start somewhere here. Now you can zoom out, and yeah, there's a sharp turn to your left. Yeah, and since it meets the other foundational measurement which you had already measured, just double tap. You just tap once, then you right click, and it indicates a new section. Basically you start elsewhere, you zoom in, you can start here, which is not measured yet. Let's start here, and you move to the other one, to basically this other one was already measured. So there we go. Again, you right click, there's a new section, you start here, take a right turn, and new section. There is another one here to there, new section. You can start here, go up there, then there, then there, then there. Right click again, new section. Now you're just navigating through the drawing and looking which part is not measured yet. We have this here. Let's start here for sequencing purposes. You go there, tap there, right click, new section. That helps to avoid double measurement, which will bring an error when you quantify. And you go up to there, you go there, then you start a new section there, and this part wasn't measured yet, and yeah, it's right turn there. As you can see, we had already measured up to there. You right click again, new section, start there, done, new section again. Where we at? We're here now, new section. What's happening? Okay, so what you do, you right click, continue with. I double tapped by mistake, which indicates you've finished, and basically continue foundational walling. Go up to there, right click. So let me fit the drawing so that we can see where we haven't as you can see, this wall isn't measured yet. You can zoom in more and you start there up to there, new section, go from there to here, new section, and you zoom out. This bit is not done. You zoom in, some up here, select there, start a new one. So I think generally our building is well, can zoom to fit it and zoom in. As you can see by the color coding, we've basically measured out all our foundation walls, and now you can double click anywhere on the screen like that, and now you have your foundation walling here. It's indicated as 207 meters, 207.1 meters, and as you select, you can see the small bits. If for instance you want to know the length from a certain, like for instance from zoom in, where we at, yes, so the measurement from basically, where is it not indicating, basically the 5.2 meters is from this bit to this bit here, and yeah, so now that we're done with that, we can go to something else. We can go to, let me just fit it first, zoom to fit here. We have now, we can switch off the color coding, which is unnecessary. We have then we zoom in, and we can do something different. We have the, as I indicated earlier, this black indicator is basically indicates the column, and this rectangular box indicates the column base at the foundation level. We can account for columns. So if you want to count, literally like 1, 2, 3, you come here, you tap into that. The name there, we call it what? Columns. They indicated as C1 here, so we can call them C1 columns. And the shape of the marker, you want, if you want a triangle, if you want a plus, well, I'm good with a circle, and you start. So this is column number 1. Come on, that's number 1, that's number 2. Yeah, as you can see, as you tap into it, the number increases. So number 3, there we go, there we go, there we go. This is easy. It's as easy as counting. This was not indicated. We have that, we have that, we have that. So C1, C1, C1. This is indicated as C2, so these are different column. I have another one here. Go to the edge. far we have 28, 29, 30. Yeah, so you zoom out, so basically zoom to fit, zoom in, and we've more or less captured everything on column 1. So you come out here and double tap and stick to the number you measured with, which is 30 columns. We have that in C1s. You measure the second number of, basically you measure this other one. Same procedure, count, call it C2, and start. So where we let me zoom in, it's not very clear. There we go, we have C21, that's another one, there is another one, there we go, there we go, there we go. You zoom to fit, all columns are taken care of, you double tap anywhere, and I know it turns to 7, but on the measurement dialog it goes to the right number, which is 6. So far, what have we done today? We've measured out the foundation walling, which is that. We have the site clearance, which is that. Yeah. So from that now we go to the structural drawing. Keep on double tapping it. That's where the icon appears. You select on the plus icon here, and you can see all your elements. Then let me zoom in. There we go. So next thing, what we can do, we can take off the area of the slab, the concrete slab, which will be on the ground floor, which is indicated within these boundaries. And so you switch off the color codings to avoid confusion, and you come here and I'll indicate it as ground floor slab area. Yes, and let me zoom in, make it clearer. Zoom in again. There we go. So since it's the slab, you'll measure out on the outside, not on the center line as we did on the wall. So basically, slab starts there. So where slab goes. I don't like, although I like it freestyle so that I can move faster. So there we go. There's a turn there. There we go. That's our third corner. We are lucky because our building is more or less rectangular. So it's a matter of finding the 4 corners. There's a tiny bit of turns here, and you continue up to here, and you double tap as I showed you earlier. So the area of our slab is 409 square meters, as indicated here, and that is our ground floor slab. So I think for today that was good enough. First you digest that, and we'll continue in our next video. Thank you so much, and keep watching, courtesy of Jenga Arc Studio. Thank you. Thank you.